Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com, how to make your own carved wood Frosty Christmas decoration. Now this decoration is just made out of a piece of pine. This one is a 1x8, but you could make it in any size you want. We're basically going to cut 3 or 4 different pieces out of the pine, stain them, glue them together, and use a wood burning tool to add the details like the eyes and the mouth buttons. It's really a fairly simple process. You do need a couple of tools. You need a jigsaw, a disc grinder, a sander, and a burning tool. Basically just going to sketch out the face of Frosty, and we're going to cut out the main base, which includes the face, the hat, and the upper portion of the scarf. This is going to be the backing for the entire decoration. In addition to that, out of the same piece of pine, I'm going to cut out the brim of Frosty's hat, and I'm also going to cut out the scarf. And this scarf, the separate scarf, is going to include not only what wraps around the neck, but also the ends of the scarf, which are going to kind of hang down. Then going to move over to a disc grinder, and we're going to add some relief to that scarf by slowly taking away a little of the material to either side of the tail. I'm also going to curve down both of these ends, and you'll see in a minute I'll give you a better view. The disc grinder is a great tool to move a lot of material very quickly, so you do have to be a little bit careful with it. I'm also going to taper down each end of the scarf. And here you can see that I've just created a little bit of relief for that scarf, how it wraps around and comes over the top and then dangles down. I'm also going to use the disc grinder to round over the brim of the hat. And see what we're doing here is we're going to make each of these pieces that we're going to glue on round over and match the base piece. So that later when we start to sand the base piece like I'm doing now, you only want to sand what's not being covered by a glued-on piece. So I don't want to sand over or round over the brim of the hat on the base piece or the scarf on the base piece. I only want to round over the top of the hat. I want to use that same disc grinder to add a little bit of relief to the actual snowman face. So I'm going to just kind of edge in that whole curve, and then also taper down both sides. Here you see a closer look. Disc grinder, like I said, moves a lot of material very quickly. It is very rough. We're going to go back and sand all of those rough edges and kind of make them smooth now. And even with the sander, remember, you're really on the base piece. You only want to sand Frosty's face as well as the top of the hat. Not the scarf at all, not the brim of the hat at all. Otherwise you'd be carving away from the part that we want to glue onto. I'm going to add a little bit more detail onto the scarf. I'm doing this just with a dremel grinder with a cutoff tool, and I'm just creating some lines. You can create any pattern you want. When it comes to staining, you could certainly glue all these pieces together now and just paint it, and it would come out just fine. I wanted to stain it, but I wanted to stain it with different colors for the hat and separate that from the face. I wanted a light snowman face, darker hat, darker scarf. So I'm just being very careful not to get any of the stain onto the face of that snowman. When you're staining the individual pieces, like the top of the hat and the scarf, that's done separately, and you can be as sloppy as you want. Once everything's stained, put it aside, let it dry completely, and then this is the concept. We're just going to glue on the brim of the hat to give it a little 3D effect. I'm going to glue on carrot nose as well as the scarf. Each of those pieces is just going to be glued in position with a little wood glue, and you can either clamp it on as the scarf is done down in the lower part of that picture, or you can just hold it in position for 30 seconds or 40 seconds or so until the glue starts to take, and then just let it sit in position and dry completely. Now once everything is glued, I just use the hot wood burning tool to create those button eyes and button mouth. I did brand my logo onto the back of it, and I have a separate video that shows you how to make these logo branding irons. I'll put a link on this video. And that's basically it. The only other thing that I did to this piece was I did give it a coat of clear lacquer, and then I set that aside and let it completely dry. They make a really beautiful wall decoration or front door decoration. I have two doors. I put a snowman on one side and a Santa face on the other, and it really makes a classy looking Christmas decoration. Very easy, do-it-yourself Christmas decoration. Please check us out on the web at DIYEasyCrafts.com. Be sure to check out our other how-to videos. And if you like this video, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel.